Boy, these guys above me right here got a massive rework, all of them, and the way that they're going to work together. Each one of them, other than Star-Lord, got some sort of rework, especially Groot. And then they also addressed the issue with Rocket's middle ability and special. Also going to talk about Kree getting a rework and the vision bug. This is hands down one of the best posts I've seen from the developers. Says, hello, Commanders. 2018 is in the books, and we're cracking open the next chapter in 2019 with answers to popular questions and topics in the community. Like our previous Q&A blogs, these are questions we've seen on Facebook, Twitter, and Reddit. Today we'll be chatting about giving the Guardians of the Galaxy a boost, Rocket Raccoon's special ability. We're going to discuss whether or not you should refund that or not, because they are offering a refund if you want it. And an in-game issue involving Vision. Yeah, that's very much needed. What about the Kree? We'll definitely be talking about Kree. Let's get started. When is Groot getting a buff? Groot has been one of the most highly requested characters from the community to receive an update. Yeah, because he's terrible and he's beloved. We're happy to announce that Groot will be undergoing changes to his passive, special, and ultimate abilities. And even though they look subtle on paper, I believe they're going to be important. These changes will provide more protection, better control, and a bit more healing. His ultimate ability will now have a 100% chance to remove 2 negative effects. We'll talk about that first. Being able to cleanse negative status effects, like a stun, is actually a really big deal. And being able to cleanse negative status effects is more powerful than people realize. Jessica Jones is a character that can cleanse, but if the game goes negative status effect heavy with like stuns and things like that, it could become a big deal. We've also updated how chains work on Drax and Gamora, allowing for more reliable chain combos. All of these changes will be going live with the next update, version 2.3. Here's a rundown of the upcoming changes. Groot, his special now provides defense up to all allies with an addition of its previous effect. Yeah, this was kind of a useless ability before on Groot. Overgrowth right here. Apply Death Proof. Death Proof is not a good ability. If you're relying on Death Proof to survive, you've probably already lost. And so defense up for the entire team is huge. It's a really big deal. It really is. That's amazing because the Guardians are kind of squishy. So it's good to have that. His ultimate heal has slightly increased, and I really want to see this. I hope it's more than slightly, because for me, what Groot really needed was a large amount of healing, and the amount of healing that Groot can do is going to determine whether or not these Guardians are going to be raid viable as opposed to just arena and blitz viable. Now removes negative status effects more reliably. Before it was 30%, and now it'll remove 2 negative effects at 100% rate and provides immunity for 2 turns to the Guardian ally with lowest health. And they do not talk about what that is specifically here in the post, but I'm sure that is damage immunity, which means they can't take damage. I think that'd be pretty good. That is way better than before. 30% chance to clear negative status effects is getting bumped up to 100%. And then giving immunity to the lowest health character is going to be a big deal. Hopefully that's Drax. If that's your tank or something like that, we will see. Now his passive, I really like this. Now, of course, Groot, you're going to want to attack Groot last. And you do not want to attack Groot first.
Got Gamora over there. I would go personally for Groot first. Yeah,
I would go personally for Groot first. Yeah.
He's going to revive, and he can provide offensive speed up and counter to all Guardian allies on death. Now, that's not really that big of a deal. He does get taunt from Rocket, so he does taunt, and you'll have to target him. But this is the main thing. Whenever Groot is attacked, he will slow his attacker for 2 turns, minus 50% speed. So on AoE or something like that, they're going to get slow. That is a really big deal. Out of everything on this right here, that is probably the biggest thing, is that whenever Groot is attacked, he will slow his attacker for 2 turns. Now, this means that if you're coming up against Guardians, absolutely, you're going to want to attack Groot last. But this is going to apply to like Deadpool when he chains around, or chain attacks, or AoE. the character is going to get slow, and that is really bad in a turn-based game having minus 50% speed. Drax Ultimate. His chain will be more reliable. The chain right now is the chain is going to be 3 to 5 times versus it was 1 to 5. And the reason why this is important is because that's the main way that Drax heals himself is on that ultimate. He comes down and hits a bunch of characters. He's going to heal himself up. Usually has very low health, and Drax is kind of slow, so that's not good. Gamora Special. Updated to chain more reliable. This attack now chains 1 to 2 times, and previously it was 0 to 2 with a 50% chance. This is kind of a big deal because I play Gamora quite often with Thanos, and there's this way of comboing and constantly getting energy and just going back to back to back to back. And it was always this trick whenever there was a character taunting next to a character that has very low health. Now that's going to be very reliable and a viable strategy. So this is very good. And then they also talk about, while we're on the subject of character balance changes, Juggernaut will also see an update for both his base resistance as well as an increased resistance when he has immunity. This change should help him retain some of his positive effects. We felt that his current state was too easy to negate one of the big strengths of his toolkit. Yeah, you could just flip everything with Doctor Strange. This change will go live with other balance changes in 2.3. So, we're going to get to Rocket Raccoon's middle ability after we talk about Vision, because that's an important part of this Guardians update. Is there a fix coming to the low memory device crash with Vision? And this happened to do with phones that had 1 gigabyte of RAM. So it was like iPhone 6 had to get 1 gigabyte RAM. And if you played up against a Vision, the game would crash. They're going to fix it, but they said it's not going to fix it for all devices. I know that's been a real big deal for everybody. What about Rocket Raccoon's description? It just blows my mind that this actually happened. Or has happened 3 times. Happened with Yondu, happened with Black Widow, and it happened with Rocket. And I just happen to have upgraded those 3 orange matte abilities on all those 3 characters. I did refund the Yondu one. I ended up keeping the Black Widow, and I'm probably going to keep the Rocket one, and I'll talk about why. Coming in our next release is a change the description to Rocket Raccoon's level 7 special ability. Pretty good plan. The current ability has a 60% chance to trigger the assist, but the current description states that the assist should happen on every attack, and that is true. We're giving the ability a bump to 70%. We considered and tested having the ability to match the description, but felt this made Rocket, especially combined with the new improved Guardians team, much too strong. If you upgraded Rocket's special and like a refund on the orange ability materials used to upgrade, you can submit a ticket in-game to our website, so on, and they will refund it. And the reason why I'm going to keep it is because I feel that there's actually a lot of value in that ability. Going up from level 6 to 7 adds 30% damage, and instead of having a 50% chance to assist, it'll go to a 70% chance to assist, where it reads that it was always an assist. Groot will assist when you're playing Groot on the team, and Groot is going to be more viable, and Groot will get taunt. I'm going to keep that ability myself personally. I think it's going to be pretty good. I think this team, it's a pretty good plan. I think this team is going to be 1,000,000 times better than it was before. That's for sure. What about Kree? And I really wish that they had done this to Kree before we upgraded all Kree. I mean, it was kind of sad that we had to get Kree upgraded for Nick Fury, and they were just outright terrible. We said last year that Ronin will have its day, and the day is getting closer and closer. As we mentioned above, the character balance updates in version 2.3 will focus on the Guardians, but the update for the Kree is still on track. We're excited to share these changes to the Kree team, but we're going to hold these changes close to the vest until the release after version 2.3. So we're going to get a Kree rework and a rework for Ronin. Ronin is kind of perceived as being the worst character in the entire game. And then it says we're also happy to announce that our internal Alliance War playtesting is underway. To collect initial feedback, we're holding a few invite-only external playtest as we get closer to the launch of Alliance War. If you missed it, the last blog of 2018 outlined this exciting upcoming game modes in more detail. And I did make a video about that, and it looks very complicated. And I think that guild leaders and people that really get into theory crafting are going to really love this, this alliance war from the way that the notes read. And then they also want to talk about Pipster, who's, I believe, has a monster roster, is going to be the first player to journey into the fear of the darkness. And this is going to be nearly impossible mode to beat from what they're saying. The journey ahead of him is near impossible. And if he does complete it, he'll get Ultron, which is going to be God tier, amazing character. And it says, we'll also reward 100 character shards of the hero's choosing. I hope you don't pick Wolverine. To the entire community. Good luck to anyone that attempts to make this perilous journey. So, what do you think about all of these upgrades? Especially, what do you think about how this is going to impact the Guardians? I actually play my Guardians quite a bit in the raids. So I'm looking forward to actually being able to use Drax and Groot. But the three right there, Gamora, Star-Lord, and Rocket, I use constantly. And Groot might be viable now, Drax might be viable now, but I do like playing it with Thanos. And I'm wondering if I could just play it right now with Gamora, Star-Lord, Rocket, Thanos, and Groot. We will see. Because I've been using Night Nurse in there as a healer, but I don't know if Groot is going to be a viable healer. It's just a kind of a fun team to play in the Ultimus raid. I enjoy it very much. All right, well now it's time for the giveaway. I really hope you liked this video today, because if you did, you are in luck. For every single person that likes this video, you'll be getting for free in your account an 8-star Yoda.
This is not a scam.
Oh, wait, that's a baby Groot. All right, guys, thanks for watching and keep on gaming.